Okay, so here on this last video, video 4 for rhombus, I'm just gonna, oh, that's nice. That's not how you spell it. Rhombus. Okay, I'm just gonna look at some examples and just kind of go through them, right? So they're gonna be something like this, right? We're kind of just looking at the diagonals and the angles and stuff. So let me look at this first one here. What do we got? Let's look at number 1. Actually, you can look at number 1. So you have it like this. We're talking about rhombus for each rhombus, rhombus. So it'll be something like this where you only have one diagonal. And again, you should be able to find all of them. Or it'll be like this, another rhombus that they give you one little part and you got to find all the other ones. Again, you should be able to find all the angles. And then we'll look at number 3, something like this. Okay, so let's do number 1. Let me copy it down. Let me copy it down right here. I don't want to mess up my paper here. So let me copy it a little bit bigger. It looks like this. Because I know I give you the notes, and then it's good for me to actually do some of the problems, right? So you guys can see this going on. Okay, so here it is. I copied it. I'm doing this. And what do we have? 130 degrees here. A 1, a 2, and a 3. Okay, I'm going to do this one. And watch how I copied it exactly right here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so here it is. Number 1. All right. So what do? Well, remember, even if it's not asking you to find, even this is the only one that they gave you. Even though they're not asking you to find something, you can still find all the angles and it's all going to make sense. So I know if that's 130, then remember opposite angles are congruent. So that's 130, this one's 130. And remember, this triangle will be actually exactly congruent to this triangle. So that top angle and this bottom angle, well, like if they fold over, those are the 2 congruent triangles. Now, how do you figure out this one? Or how do you figure out these? Or remember, we still have the case where it's still a rhombus, is still a parallelogram, right? So if this is 130, I can get this whole angle. I need to know what this whole angle, so then I know that the diagonal bisects it, right? It divides it equally in half. So what do I have to know? Well, if this one's on 30, this bottom angle, remember these two are what? Supplementary, they have to add up to 180, so this one has to be 50. This one would have to be 50, and that's this angle that's 50 is the one that's getting cut. The one that's getting cut in half right here. It's the diagonals bisecting 50. So your job is to what? If you know that this whole thing is 50, then what are these going to be? Well, then obviously this is going to be what? 25 degrees, 25 degrees. And if these two are 25, 25, guess what these two over here are? 25, 25. Yeah. So you remember, we got to look at the bigger angles and know the whole angle, and then once I know that it's 50, well then I can bisect it and cut it in half. 50, 25, 25, 25, 25. Okay, there's number 1. Number 2, and that one's kind of easy. I only had one diagonal. Let's look at number 2. What does number 2 look like? Where's the paper? Over here. Okay, so now we got a rhombus. It looks like a square, but it's not. The angles are not 90, 90, 90. They only give us one. We can find all of them. Here we go. So let me copy that picture first. For number 2 here. Hey, where's my paper? Here it is. Number 2 looks like so. kind of looks like a square, but the angles are not 90, but I know the sides are congruent. Okay, here's number 2. It has the 2 diagonals going like this, and they only give you one angle, right? They only give you this one, 40. See, it looks like this. 2 diagonals, they only give you this 40. I know they want me to find all of these, but I'm just gonna do it over here. Remember on video 3, what's true about these right here in the middle? What's true about the angles here in the middle? These are all right angles. They're all 90 degrees. I know all of these are 90 degrees. Okay? Hold on. Okay, so yeah, the diagonals make these 90 degrees. And then what else? Well, remember we got this diagonal. This part's 40. Guess what? We know this one's 40. These 2 are 40. You look opposite, look over here, and guess what? These are also 40 and 40, right? Because that's what this diagonal does. What to this angle? It splits it. And if they give you half of it, well, then you know the other half. And then the same thing happens over here. And now that we got these 90s and we got these 40s, well, I hope you can see you got these 4 triangles that are all congruent. See this? Now you just kind of want to focus in on just one of these little triangles here. Right? And what is true about the 3 angles of a triangle? These 3 add up to what? These three angles add up to what? 180 degrees. The 3 angles add up to 180 degrees. And if this one's 90, guess what? These 2 have to add up to 90, right? Because 90 plus 90 is 180. If that's 40, this one has to be what? 50. And it's kind of like a domino effect. You got one angle, you get the other one, you get the other one. Once I have this one, I know that what does this diagonal do? It split this angle. If this was 50, what? This one's 50, and if these 2 are 50, then guess what? These 2 are 50. And that's what makes the rhombus kind of easy to work with, right? Okay, one more problem, number 3. Number 3, where did it go? Oh, right here. Number 3 says what? I gotta copy this problem. Let's see, let's take a look at it. This is number 3 right here. This one. Okay, so they'll put little angles for you to find. Again, you're going to be able to find all of them. So let me copy this picture. Number 3 says something like, let's see. Well, it says the measure of angle ABC is equal to 44 degrees. Okay, and I'll draw this a little bigger. Did I draw this right? Okay, well, it's supposed to be a rhombus. Okay, the measure of angle ABC. Okay, and put the sides A, B, C, D. Now before I do the diagonals, angle A to B to C, this whole angle is what? 44, right? Follow the 3 letters, A, B, C. Angle A, B, C, while B is the one in the middle. It's this whole angle. The whole angle is 44 right here, the whole thing, right? But now when I draw these diagonals, and I won't put the numbers, but we'll find all the angles anyways. Now I'm going to draw the 2 diagonals, and what's that going to do here? I mean, that's it. I think you pretty much got it, right? What is this diagonal going to do? Well, I don't have any angles here, but when I do, I know it's going to be dividing, bisecting those angles. And here for this one, well, what's going to happen to that 44? That's going to be what? 22, 22. Over here also 22, 22. And what I actually should have done is, when I knew that this one was, let me just draw a really quick sketch right here. When I knew that this angle B was 44, I should have got this one too, right? Because these are same side, and these are not congruent, right? Only opposite angles are congruent. This one's 44, this one's 44, but these two have to add up to what? 180. So this one would have to be 36. I need to know that angle. You can go that route also. Actually, I don't even need to know it. But you can do it this way and then divide it in half. That'll be what? 68? Is that right? Well, we'll see. But let's say you didn't do it that route. Let's say you said, hey, what if we do it the other way? Where I got this, I got 22, but then this is your big hint right here. Remember, all of these are what? All of these are 90. That's gonna be probably an easier way to do it, right? Like I did the previous problem. Because now, look, now you got these 4 congruent triangles. Just look at one of them here with a 90 and a 22. All of them have a 90 and a 22. Right? And if this one's 90, these two have to add up to 90. So what's 90 take away 22? Guess what? 90 take away 22 is 68. That means this one's 68. This one's 68, this one's 68, this one's 68. And remember, we did that over here this other way. This was the whole thing, what it was 136, but I divided it by 2, 68, 68, 68, 68. Either way you want to do it is fine. You'll get the right angles. Okay, there it is. Good luck with the assignment.